How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome to another video here on our channel. Today we have a FIFA 20 coaching session for you, quite a long one. This is going to be a live coaching session with the student in a Discord call, going through, taking a look at what he can do to go from Gold 1 to Elite. The game that we look at is a game where it was probably one of his worst games in a very long time, let's say. Common mistakes of passing, not really actually getting into the final third to even have an opportunity to put the ball on target. So this may be very, very similar, whether you're a bronze, silver, gold player, whatever it is. A lot of the stuff in this video will help you guys improve. If you do enjoy the video, however, please let me know by dropping a like. You can also subscribe to the channel. We do upload every single day at 5 PM UK time. If you are interested in any coaching sessions yourselves, a link is in the description for that. And we do also stream every single day on twitch.tv/FIFA Analyst. Head on over to there to ask any questions, anything about FIFA, all of that good stuff. Enough of me talking now, though. Let's go ahead and jump into the video, and I hope you guys enjoy. So this is the sort of thing that players do it, elite players do it, top 100 players do it, everyone does it, all right? But it's how many times we're going to do it. So I'm going to touch on this first of all, because we normally start off the sessions with a bit of a telling off more than anything. You lay the ball off with a Messi straight into the SCN, and this is the kind of thing that I imagine is going to happen quite a bit. What I'd like to see you do throughout these games, especially with the Zanetti on balanced and obviously you other fullback on stay back, I'd like to see us make sure that we're using this width as much as possible. What's more than likely going to happen, though, is we're going to probably be quite central and struggle to kind of create on there. This is the sort of thing that we do as FIFA players on a regular basis. We've got Luke in the chat, had a session with me a couple of days ago, and we went over this plenty of times. It's a pass that you play it out of not thinking about it logically, if that makes sense. Because you're playing a pass here into a crowded area, all right?
Yeah.
This is probably going to be something that you're going to do a lot of the times. One of the things that I always say in these coaching sessions is that I don't want you giving the ball away anywhere in here, okay? So the first half of the pitch and anywhere in your half. So final third, you can try and play a bit more of an aggressive pass to go into the box or something. But here, we need to logically be thinking about the passing. When you play this pass, do you think you're even paying attention to these two players, or do you think you're just paying attention to your player, Messi?
Another one.
That's a good question. I have probably seen the second defender as well.
Yeah.
But for some reason I keep thinking, yeah, Messi can just easily touch the ball and I can play another pass. But you most likely don't have the time for it. If I see it now.
It's one of them for me that in full speed, yeah, maybe you think this might be able to play. If, say, you were 2-1 down and this was the 85th minute and you were trying your hardest to get forward, I could have a little bit more sympathy for the situation. What I would be saying, though, is that, we're 5 minutes into the game. We want to try and start the game off strongly with a solid attack. And all we've done at the minute is given away the ball at our first opportunity of going forward.
Well, it happened a lot this game.
Yeah, I imagine this is going to be a recurring pattern. And this is the problem with goal players, especially. They say, I can't create enough chances. I feel like, I can't even get to the edge of the box. I can't even do it. And I'm like, well, because we're not giving ourselves a chance, because we're giving the ball away in here. The only way you can create more chances is by getting closer to the goal. And if we keep giving the ball away in this area, we're never, ever going to get the chance to create that chance. So we'll hopefully that doesn't happen a lot, but I imagine that we're going to see that as a recurring pattern throughout this game. Now he's got the ball. This is where he scores from. So he tried to be aggressive there with the Mbappe, which is fine. We switch up to the Jesus and we get a little bit caught out, but nothing that you do drastically wrong. But it's the Desai here, which the movement's wrong, and the little play switch. That all stems from you giving the ball away, though. So that's kind of one of the things we need to pay attention to in kind of that sort of area. But what do you think you do wrong here with the Desai?
Yeah, I should have just walked backwards. I'm stepping in now, and I think I just should have, maybe give him some more time, more room. He's still only quite far away from goal, so could have walked back a bit.
Yeah, I think logically, if we look at this together and think about your actions and what you did and why you did it, I understand what your thought process is here. He's facing this way at the minute. I think you think he's going to lay the ball back off to Messi, or he's going to drag back into this area or something. Because if you watch your movement, you go behind the David Villa.
Yeah, correct.
You think this is the man he's going to look for, not carry on running into that way. So I can understand that little bit of defending. Now, Should we have done what you said you've done on? Quite possibly. Obviously, I try to teach people to be a little bit more passive in defence and kind of react to situations, not predict. Because what you've done here is you've predicted he's going to go that way. You get it wrong, and then you give up the space. So initially, we could just hold ourselves here. Hold, you're on PS4, aren't you?
Yeah, PS4. Yeah.
Hold LT and RT just for the sprint and the jockey, and basically wait and see what happens, whether he carries on going that way or if he goes that way. Now, the reason why is because if he goes this way, Varane can deal with the David Villa, and your Desailly is then responsible for this Messi when he comes around. Instead, we get it wrong and then obviously get caught out. So that was the initial mistake. Now, what could have happened here as well, we could have switched to the Varane and then back to the Desailly a lot quicker. That is obviously a bit more of a higher skill depth in terms of how you're going to do that. When you play a switch here, are you using the right stick or the L1?
Yeah, right stick.
Right stick, okay, that's fine. And the little pass that comes through, I mean, you nearly get there, to be fair, with the Varane. By that point, there's not much else you can do. I think once he beats you with that Desailly, that's kind of a very hard situation to defend, because of it. I always talk about, obviously, keeping the team shape. You know, at the minute, we've got a back four that looks like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not really kept as a solid line. So you are a little bit, all over the shop there, which is why you can get that pass through. No need to hold the sprint button. I think Desailly takes the ball just jockeying. I'd hold the sprint button there just for the simple fact of 2 seconds, just because Kingpin said that. I'd be holding the sprint button here because if you don't hold the sprint button and the David Villa plays a double tap through ball into the Messi, if the Desailly is not holding R2, he's not holding sprint, that Messi could run and have that burst of pace on there. So, but yeah, that was the initial mistake there, trying to predict where he goes. You get it wrong, and then by this point, other than player switching rapid, I think you're always going to be caught out there, to be fair. But to reiterate, where did it come from? Yeah. This is one of the ones that what annoys me the most is giving the ball away from kickoff. All right. The reason for that is because it's your chance for a free attack to go forward. Yeah, you haven't had to do anything to get the ball. You literally get given the ball from kickoff. Coming down the wings is absolutely great on kickoff. I think that's where you get a lot of space, a lot of room. Obviously, given when the teams are normally quite compact in the middle of the park, you lay the ball off and you try and play a first time pass. This guy defends this well because he switches to that defender already. If say he switched to the Neymar, there's a chance that ball might go through, but because he switched to it, he's already covered that pass. All right. Yeah. What I don't like though is that we try and play it first time as well. The actual the percentage of you pulling off that pass. You think about real life. You try and play a pass on that bit of that first time. I mean, it's about half volley as well. Do we need to play it? No, we don't really. We can take a touch and then we can look for the through ball. If you do take a touch, what through ball would you play here? Would you do a normal triangle?
No, I double tap it more often than not.
Double tap? What, down there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think here, if you were going to take a touch and you wanted to find that, I'd probably do an R1 triangle. That was a terrible R. R1 and triangle. The R1 pass is like a curve through ball, so it just gets that little bit more whip. It keeps the ball away from the Neymar, literally right to the edge of there and goes down that way. I've never really done too many double tap passes in this sort of area. I suppose it could work to a degree. It just depends how accurate Zanetti's passing is. But yeah, I definitely we need to not be giving the ball. That's twice now in 10 minutes we've given the ball away.
As I said, this was a terrible game. I purposely uploaded because I even think this was in Division 4. Yeah, I was working my way back up. Don't tell chat. I was like, okay, this can work, and then I got absolutely battered this game. But I guess you'll see. But it was rough.
We will touch on this though. It's not all negative. We'll give you a little bit of praise here. So yeah, giving the ball away is what it is. A little bit of movement with the Allen was a little bit skeptical, but it's this here, okay? This is something that goal players get wrong a lot of times in defence. Not like every time, but let's say out of 15 1-2s, they might get 3 of them wrong, and that could result in 1 goal. Silver players will do this on a regular basis. It's a great opportunity for him to just lay the ball off, tap L1 to send this player on the run and kind of get into this little space here, okay? What a lot of people do is they go with the Desailly to here and they try and win the ball back here, and they're not worried about this man. What you do really, really well, though, is you do exactly what I want you to do. You put the bit of pressure on, you realise he's going to play the 1-2, and then you manually pull the Desai back so he doesn't get caught out on the 1-2. You watch here. What a lot of people do is they carry on running at that half of there. You go, no, drop back, and then if you would have needed to, you would have switched to the left centre-back and put the pressure on. But watch the little movement, pull him back to cover the 1-2. That was good. Honestly, for a lot of silver players and even some gold players, they get that wrong on a regular basis. So I'm happy enough that we've got that. Now you're just going to start making me get angry, aren't you?
Yeah, it's Eschen, man. It's Eschen.
Another one.
Is there any reason why you do the hill to heel here?
No.
No? Would you do this in champs?
Depends. Like, if you're talking about the fun, not so sweaty aspect of FIFA, I like skilling. That's why most of my forwards tend to have 5-star skills. I do have the habit to sometimes do it in weird situations, like this one, where I face backwards, only have my defensive line behind the ball. It's probably not the smartest move, but it does happen to me sometimes.
Definitely not in the middle of the park. I mean, obviously, if you're trying to get through the back line or something, I'm going to allow you to do skill moves. Even with SEN as well, I definitely, I wouldn't be doing a heel to heel here.
Makes sense.
Obviously, I always talk about playing the way you're facing. At the minute, playing the way you're facing is going to be a little bit risky because of that and that. You got the player there. This is the time where doing something like a drag back's fine because you've not really got much pressure on. You can do a drag back, or you can just turn and you can just lay the ball off to Sanchez, and then you can't really see it, but you've got your left mid down at the bottom here. What I'd then be doing is tapping R1 to call him short to come and just play the pass into feet. We definitely can't be doing things like that in champs. Rivals, I still wouldn't suggest it, but I couldn't. I'll give you a little bit more sympathy.
Yeah, makes sense.
I think this is just a matter of, again, not being calm and composed. So the passing lane looks theoretically on, but this is what opponents can do quite well. That passing lane looks okay, but he knows all he needs to do is try and intercept the pass by coming into here. Really, what I'll be looking at doing is just coming down the line, holding L2 just to shield the ball, and then looking at playing the pass down on the left wing just to be kind of safe and secure with it. Again, because now that's 4 times we've given the ball away inside our own half. We've not actually got near the guy's goal at the minute.
No,
we're 12 minutes in, and 12 minutes in, and every time we've had the ball, we've given it away before we've even actually got into the final third. Just because of the guys cutting the passing lanes, we're playing passes directly into people that are marked, playing silly passes, that sort of thing. Even there, we just need to slow it down.
Yeah, but that's what I said in the beginning of the session. Like when I rewatched this game myself, I noticed that especially in the midfield, I was like so incredibly rushed.
Yeah, it's a thing is, I'd have more sympathy with a bit more of a speed, playing speed up game and playing these first time passes if we were 2-1 down in the 80th minute. All right. At the minute, we're 14 minutes into the game. This is another time we've given the ball away. We just need to slow it down. Just take those extra touches. I mean, I don't mind you playing one-touch football and, touch pass, laying it off quickly to mix it up. But you don't need to do it every single pass, every single attack. We just again, we've got time. Look at the space you've got to run into here. You run into this space here. The Zambrotta's on balance. He will probably go and make that overlap there for us. All you then need to do is move forward. Well, that Neymar's either going to go and track him, so you can just carry on using that space, or the Mane will show for a run. There's a lot of opportunities that will create from you just moving forward here and driving forward with your CDM, which is Alan. Instead, we try and rush it, give the ball away to Zanetti, and now Zanetti's caught out of position, and you said, sometimes he can get caught out. Well, because when you have your fullbacks on balance, you have to play in a possession style based game. We can't just give the ball away like that.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
And then we do it again here, don't we?
I'm doing a good job getting you angry, right?
I normally have like 3 or 4 times where people give the ball away throughout the game. I mean, I think we've given the ball away, 5 times now?
It should be easy to fix my mistake then. I mean, that's the other way to look at it, I guess.
Play the way you're facing, take that extra touch, slow it down. Like even there, that there with Messi, So you give the ball away there. You win the ball back, which was good jockeying from you. So that was good. Well done. This here, like, in your mind, you must just be seeing these orange shirts and not these. Excuse me. Because to me, well, Messi's left foot, again, when I talk about play the way you're facing, that's the way that we're facing at the minute. We're trying to play a pass into a gap here that the gap's tiny as it is anyway. If we carry on playing the way we're facing and just run round through here, we're all okay. You know, we've got the time then. You can still get to the same outcome. If you want to find Mane, carry on running here. You literally stick with a Guardiola, play the pass into Cruyff, and then you've got Mane there for you. Excuse me. He seems to be going further up the pitch and offering an option in the hole. What's your instruction on your centre attacking mid?
I'm not sure actually. I think I recorded it in the beginning of the match.
Yeah, I think it's.
I think it's balanced, but I'm not.
You play the 4-2-3-1 there, don't you?
Yeah, I played the second one though. The one on.
It's all balanced.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed on there. But yeah, again, play the way you're facing. You're trying to go through a little gap here that it's just not going to work. Let's see anyway. What's that Sanchez like at left back?
I think he's quite good. He's untradeable. I got him from like one of the guaranteed SBCs, but he's actually he's okay.
Good tackle. I like here. All defending was all right there. There's nothing wrong with that. You didn't dive in. I like the little switch over to the... no, you don't switch. Actually, stay with the SCN. But it's when he does that little fake shot that I like, that defending. So, you know how I always talk about being passive and waiting for the opponent to kind of show their face, show what they're doing? At the minute, what I'd be concerned with is a drag back, a pass back off, trying to come inwards, anything like that. You wait and wait and wait. As soon as he does that fake shot animation, now he's done that fake shot animation, he basically doesn't have control of the ball until he's out of that animation. That's the perfect time for you to go and step in and win the ball. And that's exactly what you do. He's in the animation at the minute. He can't change the outcome of which way he's going or anything like that. This is the perfect time for you to step in and win the ball, which you do really, really well. That was good. Now let's see if we don't give the...
Sorry, man.
Do you know what? It's making me laugh, though. We've not even got in the guy's box yet.
This is what I said in the description as well. Like for some reason, he put on so much pressure that I had the feeling that I couldn't go anywhere. You know?
Yeah.
Because I felt like in this situation, I barely touched the ball with Cruyff, and then he already tackled me and he got the ball.
So how do we create more time and more space? Well, you try a Cruyff turn, all right?
Of course.
We do the little, we do a little flick up. Sorry, let's say.
Yeah.
Is it needed? No, definitely not. Again, It's in the middle of the park. If you wanted to try and be a little bit more unpredictable and attack inside the box, I'd have a little bit of more sympathy for you. What we could look at doing though, this is exactly where you need to back to the opponent, right? Hold L2 to shield the ball. Lay the ball off to the Mbappe, and if you feel like you're in a game where the opponent is pressing you and you don't have time on the ball, how do we get out of that? Recycle, reset, and basically let all of his team get back into position, wait for your team to get into position, and work your way up slower. Pressing, it's a little bit easier now. They've buffed it and made team press high, but you know, here, you're coming out of a defensive situation. You're trying to counter-attack. You've got to be pinpoint to get everything right. He will press you over the next 10 seconds or so. But if you go backwards and you play the way you're facing and you go side to side and you let everyone get to where you need to be, you slow the game down. Once you slow the game down, it's much harder for him to press you and win the ball and put that pressure on, and you make it feel like he's in control of the game. You need to take kind of ownership of the situation, grab it by the balls, let's say, and go, no, this is how we're going to play this game. Unless you want to play a quick attacking style. But at the minute, I don't think we should be trying to play this game quickly because we've not even got into the guys. At the minute, your main priority should be, let's just build up one attack. We've not even got in the guys' box yet.
Another one.
Yeah, makes sense.
Playing quick football isn't going to give you the chance to even get into the box at the minute because as we've already witnessed, we've given the ball away now 6 times.
Yeah.
Who do you support?
Neutral football fan.
I can't say I really know too much who they are, to be fair. But all you got to think about, the way I like to explain this is, you think if this was your team in the first 18 minutes of the game, what would you be saying to them?
Sorry, say again?
If this was your team in the first 18 minutes of a game, you're watching your football team in real life, what would you be saying in the stands? Would you be like, lads, just get control of it, slow it down, calm,
keep the damn ball?
Yeah. That's what you'd be saying. Similar transition here. Again, give the ball away.
Yeah.
This pass here that we play. This pass here, Essien.
Yeah, that is a really strange ball.
Do you think again that's because you're trying to just get forward?
No. I think that was I didn't mean to actually pass it to Mane. I don't know what I was expecting there, but I wouldn't normally do that. I think I would normally just lay it to the sides, but
okay,
I'm not sure.
Definitely. It's the exact same situation as what we've already gone on, so I'm not going to go over it too much for you. But it is just, you're not under pressure here. He's close, but you've got time to take the touch, bring it out.
I think it was actually meant to go to Messi, but for some reason it went to Mane.
Even still, though, this is why I talk about play the way you're facing, because you try and play the pass into Messi, right? Messi's still, you're still trying to play a pass here when Essien was facing there.
Yeah.
You think about it, if you were going to stand out in your garden and you go and kick a football, face that way, right? Try and pass the ball that way on like a 180 no scope, let's say. It's very difficult to do. Very, very difficult. Sometimes that pass will work, but sometimes it won't. And that's what I mean. Because we've given the ball away again here, what's resulted from this, and you giving the ball away in your half, a goal scoring opportunity, really the guy should probably find the back of the net.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah.
I think the player switching, I think you messed that up a little bit here. Switch.
Yeah, that's also like one of my my lesser skill points to the player switching around the box, especially when it's so damn crowded. Like here, there are four people standing at the top of the box.
Yeah, this is where player switching does get really, really difficult. Okay, so we were just on Essien and we end up switching to Alan.
On Neymar.
Yeah. The reason why this is so hard, you ideally want to change to this Sanchez, right? That's the man that we want to get to, because
exactly.
That's where the guy is, yeah? How would we get to that? So we were on this man here. Obviously, I talk about it over the last few coaching sessions. 12, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock is the analog stick, okay? So you just think 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, that sort of thing. If you're controlling this man here, the way you're going to get to Alan is by either clicking L1, more than likely, or by changing to like 8 o'clock, let's say, by going down.
Yeah.
If you want to switch to Renato Sanchez, this is when it gets a little bit more difficult, because they're so close to each other. You can go 5 o'clock here, down on that way, and you should find a Sanchez, but depends on how accurate you are with a stick, you could also change to this man. But I feel like either way, if you change to the Varane by accident, you then know a flick of the right stick down changes you straight to the Renato Sanchez. Okay?
Yeah.
That way, and then that way. If you change with L1, there's a chance it changes to there, and obviously if you flick the stick that way, you get there as well. So if you watch this again, boom. That's where you mess up there. If you change to the Sanchez, there's a chance you put that little bit... Look how long that took to change. You might just be able to put that little bit more pressure on. Not saying that you would, but you might be able to. Trying to work out how we've got to that, actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because the death here, you pick the ball up. You lose the ball here, which I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So you change from this man here to that man there. All right?
Yeah.
You haven't clicked L1 here. This is a right stick switch. So this is when I talk about actually thinking about your player switching more. A lot of people say player switching is broken, player switching is broken. Go back to the clock. The clock is from obviously where we're at with the player. Do you use ball relative or player relative?
I use player relative at the moment. I tried ball relative this week in league, but it went terrible. I think that's why it was my worst finish up until date.
I can't use ball relative either. I have to use player relative. I know Neil Guides uses ball relative, but player relative is better for me. So yeah, I mean, the player relative is obviously from where the ball is, from where the player is, not where the ball is. So for you to change to the Sanchez here, if you think about this is the central point of the stick, you have gone down here to 4 o'clock. Yeah. Around there, Mark, around 4 or 5. That's how you've got to the Sanchez. For you to get to the Moran here, it's just you need to angle the stick up a little bit more to 3 o'clock. That's why you've switched to the wrong player. All right. And again, that might not have cost you there, but it might do in future scenarios as well. That's why the only reason why I'm kind of touching on it for you. I'm still amazed that we're 25 minutes into this game and we've not actually. Here we go. That's it. Slow it down, please. Slow it.
Yeah, like if I'm watching it back, I'm like, what the hell do I like? Why am I doing this? But I guess that's always when you rewatch your most terrible games. But
yeah, it's obviously always good to look at the worst game because this is you in your worst form, seeing you in your best form.
Yeah, this was absolute. Like I recorded like I think 5 games, and this was like one of the worst games I've ever played. I think because like I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't reach his goal too many times this game.
No. Okay. Let's see then. Let's see. Are you comfortable in terms of how I'm explaining then that how what I want you to do in this game so far?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's now down to you to put it into action in this game. All you need to think. We had a coaching student, Moreno, because he kept doing stuff like this. I said to him, every time you do it, call yourself silly sausage. Don't ask me why silly sausage, but that's what he did. And basically, every time he gave the ball away, he wouldn't get mad at himself. He'd just say silly sausage, and he'd have me in his head saying, "Play the way you're facing, slow it down, take a touch, find the man in space. Don't play it into people that are marked and all that sort of thing." And he used to use that silly sausage as his way of a reminder of what to do. Okay, you use what word you want, but you need to have a mental cue to reset yourself basically in a game like this. Whether that's kick the ball out of play, take 30 seconds and a breather and come back to it. But just, like even here now, we've had a good little chance to get forward. And again, this is better. You're being a bit calmer with it. Bit of a direct pass there, heel to heel. Even still here, that pass there. That pass on face value doesn't look like it's the be all and end all. But if you pay attention to this cursor, to me, this would be a no, can't play it because he's too close. Even if you do find Cruyff, the chance of Boateng coming in and putting a tackle in is going to be quite high. Do you know what I mean? So you might give the ball away even if you do find the Cruyff.
Another one.
I'd personally, you've got the fullback on balanced. He's about to show for you. If you just slow it down and wait, you've got the man there. Like, use him. You've got this fullback on balanced. How many times have we actually used him throughout this game?
Not only once, I think. Yeah.
And when you did, you gave the ball away and he caught you on the counter.
Yeah.
So we're analysing a Gold 1 player at the minute, buddy. A Gold 1 player, though, in his worst game of Weekend League. Let's take note of that.
It wasn't even Weekend League, it was Rivals.
Oh, it was Rivals,
actually.
yeah, sorry, yeah. Rivals. It's quite weird for you, actually, because you've been quite direct so far. For you to not send that man...
Yeah.
It's quite odd, actually. If you were going to send this, how would you pass the ball? Have I done a video analysing a Silver 1? I have, mate. If you check the latest coaching video, that was of a Silver 1 player. How would you pass the ball if you wanted to find the Cruyff into this space?
I probably would have done just an L1 triangle.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that's the wrong call. I think I'd probably do that as well, to be honest with you. That's fine. Just making sure, because some people will go, I'll play a 3-ball round that way or whatever. So, but yeah, that's about right as well. I'd agree with that. But I just find that odd that, though, to be fair, for you so far in this game, that seems like the type of pass that you'd love to play in that space. Because you're quite direct at the minute.
I probably didn't see him. I was too focused on just getting around. I don't know who it was. His left mid with Mane, but would have been better probably. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a bit of praise here for good defending. It's one of them. You can be like this because this is the pass that he wants. Okay. You go and step in and intercept that pass. This is fine to do when you've got the Sanchez there. Say if Sanchez was a little bit upright and you go and try and intercept this one, this pass coming through. If you get it wrong and you don't intercept the ball because he then does a drag back, he's then through on goal.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with you doing it here because you can go and be a bit aggressive to win the ball back. And if he doesn't play that pass and he does a drag back, well, that's okay because Sanchez is there to cover for that left centre back if he gets it drastically wrong. So that was all right on that front.
Yeah, it's another terrible pass through the middle.
So you defend that well, and you take the touch.
I think that was meant to go to Mbappe though, but for some, yeah.
I think as well, one of the issues you might be having is just actually pointing the analog stick where you want it to point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Here, just as a point, are you holding L2? You reckon?
Probably not, because
no.
Normally, like right now, I have someone else on the wing, and I actually liked Mane because he seemed to have like a lot more strength than the average wingers. But I don't think I hold it here now.
You're always best in these shoulder-shoulder scenarios. You are always best to hold the L2 button, just to. Basically, they'll shield the ball. They try and shield the ball. So that's how they battle with a 50-50. You might come out with the ball, you might not. But when you are in those sort of scenarios, just always hold that L2 and like tap it.
Do you hold it or do you tap it?
I tend to tap it. So like even there would have been a scenario where you tap the L2 button.
Yeah. Because that just seemed weird that Neymar gets away with the ball over Desai.
If you tap the L2 button there, he comes out with that. Oh, and he's done
that was a good goal, though.
Yeah, so he played the ball down the line. Tap the L2 button, you probably come away with that. Even while he's sprinting, even while you're sprinting, you can do it. And then, to be fair, you defend. That's one of the things that the heel-to-heel does really, really well. It almost freezes the defender out. You stand up, you put yourself in the right scenario, but he just does you dirty there, to be fair. I think I can understand your thought process on going to this side of the pitch upwards because you're trying to cover the near post. But he does you dirty there, to be honest.
That was just a good goal. Like I don't mind it when they score like that. So
you can't mind with that. Ooh. Ooh.
Some people saw the video.
Kingpin was right, 79%. What am I gonna say here?
Keep it above 90.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
Yeah. How do we keep it above 90? How do we get 90%?
Play the way you face. That's what you're going to say.
Play the way you're facing. And what happens when we play the way we're facing and we slow it down a little bit? On those stats, what will go up?
Pass accuracy and possession.
And what else?
Shots on goal. No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, of course it will. Shots on goal.
Yeah.
Your pass accuracy goes up higher. You might have a little bit more of the ball. Brilliant. But if we're not giving the ball away in the middle of the park, where are we giving it away? We're either going to be giving it away in the final third by trying to play a killer pass, which I understand, or you don't give the ball away in an attack and you get a chance to shoot at goal.
Yeah.
Like, at the minute, we're not actually, I think, in this game, so this is your defensive half here. How many times have we broke past this point?
Yeah, 0 times. That's what I said. Like, it's a terrible game.
And it's one of them on saying, how can I teach you to be unpredictable in attack and add more? Well, at the minute, in this game,
another one.
It's not even unpredictable. It's just that we need to get ourselves into that area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True. Yeah. What does that mean?
It means you've done brilliantly in getting where I want you to do. You've created the overload. This is one thing that I talk about a lot. You know, people say, I can't create chances. I can't create chances because they don't do L1 passes. They don't tap L1, lay the ball off and tell another player to run. That overload keeps that man occupied. Might even draw a centre-back over, which might create space in the middle of the park. So you play that, which is great. SEN comes through. Lovely, lovely through ball. This stop and turn works, right? If Boateng is touch tight.
Yeah.
As a possibility. He still might defend it. It depends on him as a defender, all right? It never works when the defender is 2 or 3 yards away. It's easy for him to defend then, okay? For you to do this, he has to be touch tight. He's not touch tight in this scenario, so don't do it. What could we do instead? We could carry on running. We could do a fake shot stop, hoping that the Boateng carries on running at you. You fake shot stop here. You lay the ball off to Messi. Messi smashes it in at the near post. It's now 3-1, 47th minute. We've now got a chance to get back into the game. If you don't want to do a fake shot stop, you can carry on running. You can get into this area. You can look for the double tap pass with X across and hopefully find the Cruyff to the tap in, or you can come up to there, drag back inwards, look for the Messi. That's your other alternative. Few little ones. What you actually do, as I said, it is a viable option, but only when the defenders touch tight. If they're that far away, the stop and turn never works. Never.
Yeah, once again, yeah.
Even, I don't know if this is just because rivals, but if I was watching you in Champs and you were doing this in this sort of area, do you know how much I'd just... I'd throw my controller at you, I think. You get the idea. I'm not going to go back over that pass again. It's just cut the passing lane, you know, keep an eye on the opponent's cursor at all times and just see exactly where they are. Cut the passing lane, that... To me, as I've already said to you, that passing lane isn't on for the simple fact of it's not a solid passing lane. It's got a gap in it, which means it's covered. What you could have done is you played a 1-2. You could just play a triangle pass into Mbappe. Reason being, the passing lane is solid. There's no one there. And also, you've got a little bit of space to run into with.
Yeah, first time, all the first time, but I'm looking back at it and I see it myself, but for some reason this game it just like
do you know what it is now?
Register.
It's full on frustration that you are 3-0 down and you had a terrible half. That's all it is. Yeah, keep saying to yourself, stay calm. How quickly can you score a goal in FIFA? In what, a minute, 2 minutes of in-game time?
Yeah,
it's one of them. You can score a goal very quick in FIFA. Stay calm. And no, you will get a chance. This guy isn't a pro player. He is going to make a mistake. Even, you know, pro players do as well. But at this level, they're going to make more mistakes than probably what you anticipate. You don't really need to do anything that special to create a chance. When you get the chance, you then need to take it. We've had our chance here. This was a very good chance for you to get back into this game. Unfortunately, we didn't take it. But the chance has been and gone on that case. Even still now, when we give the ball away... You're 50 minutes in, you've still got, you know, literally the whole of the second half to get 3 goals. It's not easy, but it can happen. Do you know what I mean? You can get 3 goals in a second half. We don't need to play a first-time pass into a Cruyff. Just think about it as well. Even if you play that pass into Cruyff, can he do anything with it? No, he's still got how much?
Yeah, 5 defenders around him.
You've still got loads to do here. Slow it down, build it up slowly. You know, we don't need to rush it. Takes 10 seconds if a keeper rolls it out to his tacker. That is a very valid point, Kingpin.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You made that mistake to make it 2-0. What's not to say that he makes that mistake again in a minute? You just don't know. FIFA is such a concentration game that people don't always have it there. Be careful with that little movement with the Zanetti, with the fullbacks. It's a very common thing for people to do. Yeah, let's go and touch on it just for people in the chat as well, in case they've not kind of heard me explain this sort of one. This is what you didn't do with the Van Dijk, not the Van Dijk, your defender Desai earlier on. He plays the 1-2. He's always going to send Neymar on a run here with L1. Again, all you need to do is backtrack with Zanetti, give Zanetti the head start, and then switch to Allen and put the pressure on the ball holder.
Yeah.
All right. And as Russia said, you could play Never by Justin Bieber. I will never say never to get back into the game.
Yeah, I would probably lose 10-0 then, but yeah, I'll take it into consideration for the next weekend league.
Okay. You do well here when you win the ball back to not try and play this pass on the turn. You play it back, you play the way you're facing. Brilliant. Calm, composed. However, this pass was very much a hit and hope. You look at the map down at the bottom.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Does that think that there's a pass there onwards? I don't think so.
No.
What you do here, again, you hold L2, shield the ball, play it back to the keeper, up into the left back, work down the left-hand side. Yeah. You play that pass forward. The fact that that's found that man is very, very optimistic. I'm like to think that you wanted to pass to the right-hand side then. I think you've now gone into team press or something, haven't you? Because those players went manic then.
Probably constant pressure, yeah.
How does this game finish?
Sorry?
How does this game finish?
Standing wise?
Yeah, score. Yeah, what was the score?
4-0, I believe.
Okay.
So my reactions have gone downhill. I'm terribly
Another
slow at
one.
player switching. I just blame my age.
Blame your age.
Yeah,
at least
I
not
don't blame the game, I blame my age.
I was going to say, at least you're not blaming scripting or DDA.
Yeah.
This Varane here, you get a little bit drawn into the ball. This is the first time you've done it with your centre-back. So this is what we've said about here, about coming back. Keeping the back four in the back four, all right? Not in a 3 with a gap here.
And how, like in this situation, how do you put pressure on the ball? Do you do it by selecting the CDM then, or?
Let's have a look. So I'd be cautious of this Neymar, all right? I wouldn't personally, and the reason why I say this is because Mane at the minute is the one that's trying to track this Neymar. I wouldn't trust Mane to defend for his life. You want to keep Varane gold side. How are you going to put pressure on this? This is very much a game of cat and mouse. Varane goes back and covers. He plays the pass into this striker here. Once you put Varane back here, right, you can switch to the Desai if the ball is still over there. Then he's going to have a free man in the middle with Messi.
Yeah.
How do you stop that? You hope that he carries on running this way. Messi moves to here. Varane and Neymar are now over here. Yeah?
Yeah.
And Desai's there. He can then lay the ball back off to the Messi if he wants to. You have basically got to try and wait for this David Villa to be pretty much in line with Desai and offside. As soon as he gets in line, that's when the Desai can step up ever so slightly and then put the pressure on the Messi when the Messi's going to be like there. And you pray to God that Villa is offside if he plays that pass. If he doesn't play the pass, he tries to dribble past you, Desai hopefully wins that battle. That's how I defend them. I basically wait for him to make the decision between these two, and then when it gets to the point that that striker is now directly in line and offside, I step up, put pressure on the ball holder who's there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Now, if he goes pass into there, pass back to Messi, pass into there, then it's very much you've just got to hope, to be honest, really. Because he can keep playing the 1-2s between these trio. Because, this is what I talk about a lot, he's beat your midfield line. These two have no influence in this passage of play now. Soon as you get past these two midfielders and you are on the back line, this is the best scenario for an attacker.
Yeah.
Okay?